What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today is not only Wednesday, which of course means it's time for another Western York Wednesday here on the channel, it's also New Year's Day, so welcome to 2020. Hopefully last night everybody had a wonderful yet safe New Year's Eve, and I thought the first beer review in 2020 would come from the Belt Line Brewery, and they're out of Buffalo, New York, and this is their Double Jusey. So they're calling this a sour ale that is brewed with raspberry, blackberry, and blueberry. Comes in at 7.1% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is exactly 1 week old. So I have not reviewed anything from Belt Line on the channel. In fact, I have not been to the brewery properly to drink there. I haven't went there and had a couple pours on tap or had anything on. Usually when I go to new breweries, I grab a couple flights and whatnot. But I have not been to the brewery. I've only had a couple of their beers, and the couple beers I have had from them have been pretty solid. But I need to go to the brewery and just hang out and maybe get a couple flights and a couple full pours and just enjoy myself. Now I did go to the brewery to pick this one up. I went on a little bit of a beer excursion about 5 days ago, and just picked up a bunch of different beers in the area. Stopped at the brewery, hopped in, grabbed the 4-pack of this, and hopped back out. I didn't have time to stay there, but maybe in 2020, actually my goal in 2020, one of my beer-related goals is to go to Beltline, hang out there, and drink some of their stuff, and maybe I'll do an on-location video. I want to do more on-location videos, so we'll see. But anyway, this is actually like the bigger brother of their Berry Jusey. So they wanted to make an imperialized version of Berry Jusey, so this is the beer. Their Berry Jusey is basically the same ingredients here. It's a sour ale with raspberry, blackberry, and blueberry, but it comes in at 4.7% instead of 7.1%. So they bumped up the ABV, they put it in cans, and here we sit, and I'm going to review it. So let me crack this one open, get it in glass, and yeah, sounds like this is a nice mixed berry sour, so to speak. Yeah, so that's pouring out like you'd expect from a beer with all those berries in it. Now this one does not have lactose, so I'm not expecting, like a huge sweet kind of sour ale. 7.1%, maybe a little bit from the malt, but like there's no lactose or anything here. I'm just expecting a nice, hopefully tart to sour beer that has all those berry components in it. So yeah, that pours out like purple, very murky and turbid. Had about a half finger of this light pink head that is now dissipated to almost a thin film. But yeah, that looks like a beer that has all 3 berries in it. That's what I'll say. Let's get a nose. Yeah, smells jammy, smells tart, smells acidic. Right now, the raspberry is kind of dominating. It's more of a jammy raspberry with a little bit of blackberry influence. The blueberry is getting kind of lost. It has a touch of like a yogurt kind of thing from the lactose, just like almost like a berry yogurt of some sort. Yeah, it smells pretty good. I mean, listen, this isn't the most complex beer that I'm going to ever review, but I get 2 of the 3 berries. The blueberry is a little bit lost. I get the base sour. Smells like it's going to be very refreshing and somewhat jammy with a nice sour base. So let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Pretty much what I expected, to a T. Body in this one, 7.1%. It's like lower side of medium to medium. Maybe a touch thin, but it's a sour ale, so I'm okay. I don't want this. I mean, I shouldn't say don't want this. I mean, if this was, I was going to say, I always cut myself off. What I meant to say is I don't want to see this super thick and like viscous, but if this was kind of like a fruit smoothie kind of sour, sure. But it's not. It's just sour ale with these 3 berries, so it's slightly thin, but it's okay for me. Body in this one, very crisp and effervescent. There's a lot of carbonation. It's smooth, but not really soft or creamy. It's one of those sours that kind of, I think you'd want this in the middle of summer because it's so refreshing and crisp on the palate. Really nice. The flavor though, right up front, you're hit with all those berries. Raspberry leading the way, blackberry coming in, a little bit of blueberry on the end. But as it hits like mid-palate, that tartness, this is like lower, I'm gonna say high tartness to lower sourness. Has a very firm tartness, and it hits mid-palate, and it's just like, hey, this is definitely a sour beer, without question. There's really no hiding it. As it continues through the palate, though, this one does not have a huge residual sweetness. It's very dry for me. It's almost full-on dry, semi to almost full-on dry, which for a lot of people will enhance the drinkability of this one because you just want to keep on going back for more, which I am. There's really no bitterness to speak of. I wish there was a little bit more residual sweetness in this. Again, I know this is not with lactose. There's no vanilla. There's nothing else that's, producing a sweetness to this beer. So I would like a little bit. I think if you added lactose to it, it'd bump up, the sweetness a little bit and maybe balance it out a little bit more for my palate. But as is, it's quite dry, and there's a little bit of like an acidic kind of tannic, like blueberry or just berry in general, more blueberry than anything, kind of hanging around the palate. I can't taste the 7.1%. This drinks like it's 4.5%, 5%. So if this drinks like it's 4.5%, 5%, I wonder what the Berry Jusey drinks like being actually 4.7%. Yeah, to me, this is not blowing me away, but what this is a great warm weather beer. And I'm drinking this, basically in the middle of December. Right now, as I speak, it's like 10 degrees outside. We have some snow on the ground. It's cold outside, but I don't care. Because I always say I'm not a seasonal drinker. I'm not, because I'm reviewing this. I'm drinking it right now, and it's quite tasty. But if I had a 4-pack of this in the summer at like a barbecue, could drink this over the course of the day, I'd be feeling pretty good, but not, I wouldn't get drunk at 7.1% with a 4-pack, over the, 6, 7, 8 hours at a barbecue. And I think I would really enjoy the crisp, refreshing nature of this beer. It's fruity. It has a nice, crisp, effervescent kind of feeling to the mouthfeel, and on top of that, it has a nice tart kind of refreshing quality as well. So I'm really digging it. I don't think, again, to my palate, it's anything amazing, but I don't have any problem giving Double Jusey from Belt Line a high 4 out of 5. I'm gonna go 4.05 out of 5. It's a good beer. I really enjoy it, and not much more I can say about it. Price and availability. This one was $18, I believe, a 4-pack. Yeah, I think it was $18 4-pack. $17, $18 4-pack. I forget. I'm pretty sure it was 18 with tax. So it was, like $17 plus tax or whatever. I paid $18 for this. I'm pretty sure it was like 18, 16 or something. So $18 for this. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the going rate for a almost imperialized sour ale with those 3 berries in it. I mean, fruit's expensive, and beers that, have bigger malt bills and whatnot, you're using more malt. I get it. I get why this is $18 4-pack. I'd like to see this in more like the $14, $15 range. That's just me personally. So I don't think the value is bad or anything, but I think it's a bit higher than I would personally like. But still, I think the market value is fine, I would say. And availability, this was released at the brewery, but as I'm reviewing this one now, it's showing up in a lot of local bottle shops. So if you missed out on this one at the brewery, then you should be able to pick it up on shelves here in the Western New York area, whether it's Premier Gourmet, Brewed and Bottled, Aurora Brew Works. This definitely is going to make its way throughout the Western New York area. So yeah, once again, 4.05 out of 5 for Double Jusey from the Belt Line Brewery. I want to review more from them. I definitely got to go to the brewery. Like I said, probably do it on location sometime in 2020. We'll see. I'm hoping that I can do that. I want to do more on location videos, but I always promise that and never deliver because I'm not a good person at all. And my channel's terrible. So if you're watching to this point, I do appreciate it, but I'm pretty ssure that most of you don't. You'll click off by now. I mean, come on. My reviews are terrible. You guys know how it is. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for the beer review. And, New Year's Day 2020. Hopefully 2020 is a great year for everybody, including my channel. We'll see. Cheers.